Like the McCarthy-era witch hunts of the 1950s, your campaign of fear and repression is eating away at foundational values of our democracy. Back then, it took one voice, Attorney Joseph Welch, to cut through the hysteria with the simple question that marked the beginning of the end of that shameful era. He asked Senator McCarthy, have you no sense of decency? And I would ask you the same, Secretary Rubio. But you have shown through your words and your actions what the answer is. And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State.
He says, let me say this, I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas. And it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Ostork did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she did? Come on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single one of these cases, the factors are different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you have a visa and we find you, we will revoke it. And we're going to do more. There are more coming.
Wow, did you guys see that? We're just 30 seconds in, and Senator Van Hollen is already using the McCarthyism talk. It's the same old thing, right? Whenever a conservative actually starts following the law, or even asks where our tax money is going, the left starts yelling about witch hunts and decency. Honestly, it's so tiring. You got someone like Marco Rubio sitting there doing the job he was chosen to do, and Van Hollen is acting like this is some high school drama class. I wanted to react to this because it shows a big disconnect in D.C. On one side, you've got someone trying to protect the border and the budget. And on the other side, you've got a career politician who is more worried about feeling bad over a vote than about the real safety of our campuses. Let's keep going because I feel like Rubio is about to teach him a lesson.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job. Based on what I know.
Well, that's just a flippant statement, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't ask.
Senator, please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his.
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Well,
your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr.
Secretary,
Chairman,
please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation. I don't regret psychosocial support services.
I raised Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond,
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose to use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use
suspend
my time that way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come, you're going to see who you went to defend.
Senator,
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You've had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court of the United States because he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I am under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation under our division of powers in this country and to share with the judicial branch how I conduct the diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again, and we would break trust with them. So I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying and what we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way. About the student visas, let me say this. I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas. And it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Ozturk did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she did? Come on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single one of these cases, the factors are different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you have a visa,
First Amendment apply to
we'll revoke
living in the United States?
And we're going to do more. There are more coming. We're going to continue to revoke the visas of people who are here as guests and are disrupting our higher education facilities. People are paying money. These kids pay money to go to school, and they have to walk through a bunch of lunatics
to the
who are here on student
newspapers
visas.
disrupting the
Simple
foreign
as
policy of the United States.
I want to do more. I hope we can
That's
find more of these people.
pathetic, Mr.
In fact,
Secretary.
the other day, some guys led a riot. I forgot what university it was, and I asked, please, can you find the arrest records of all the people that were arrested at that riot at that campus? Because if any of them have a visa, we're going to revoke it.
I feel so much safer
All right,
when you lock up people like Ms. Ozturk, Mr. Secretary.
We've had enough time on the subject.
All right, let's talk about that, because there was a lot of heat in that room. First, can we talk about the decency argument? Van Hollen is sitting there questioning Rubio's character, and Rubio just turns it around. He doesn't get emotional. He doesn't start yelling. He just points to the facts. When Rubio starts naming those spending cuts, that is exactly what we need more of. $10 million for circumcisions in Mozambique? A YouTube channel for big cats? Are you serious? This is our money. While we are dealing with inflation and high gas prices here at home, Van Hollen is upset that we are cutting money for social programs in Mali. Give me a break. Rubio is sitting there like, yeah, I cut it, and I would do it again. That's the kind of strong attitude we've been waiting for. And then there's the whole visa situation. This is where it really makes sense for anyone watching the news lately. We see people visiting our country taking over libraries, damaging campuses, and acting like they own the place. Rubio's point was very simple and very strong. A visa is a privilege, not a right. If you are here as a guest and you start acting like a criminal or an extremist, your invitation is canceled. Simple as that. Why is that a shocking thing for a U.S. Senator to say? Van Hollen is acting like following the law is some kind of human rights problem. It's just common sense. But the biggest moment for me was the separation of powers argument. Rubio basically told the courts to stay in their own lane. He's right. The State Department does not answer to just any judge when it comes to dealing with foreign leaders. If we let the courts control our foreign policy, then we don't really have a country anymore. You could see it on Van Hollen's face. He did not expect Rubio to come back with that much strength and that much legal thinking. He tried to make it personal, talking about how he felt bad about his vote. But Rubio's answer was perfect. Your regret shows I'm doing a good job. That's the main point here. If the people who want to spend your money on big cat YouTube channels are angry at you, then you are probably doing exactly what the American people chose you to do. Rubio stayed calm. He stayed focused. And he completely shut down the drama. That was a perfect example of how to deal with a confident politician who thinks he can push others around in a hearing. What did you guys think? Was Rubio too harsh? Or is this exactly the kind of cleanup we need in Washington? Share your thoughts below, because I know this is going to start a lot of discussion.